Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another evening edition of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. And it's Kaspa Friday. I know I haven't talked about Kaspa in about 3 or 4 weeks now. There's really nothing really to talk about. I've seen that it dropped down low. And with that, I still have my bag, and I'm keeping my bag because, as I covered in a past video that I did on ICP, when you understand what you hold, doesn't matter what the rest of the sheep do, you continue to follow your game plan. So this is an important Kaspa video because I'm going to use what just happened with Kadena crypto. And everyone probably has heard about what's happening with Kadena, how corporate is pretty much stepping away from them based on the unfavorable market conditions. So I want to compare and contrast the two in the aspect of where it matters most and what truly is a fair launch. And with that, I hope you guys understand what we have here with Kaspa is not only something that's going to pay dividends in the future, but why, even at these prices that we're at today, you should be loading up. And that's not financial advice. It's just from how I see things. Those of you that have picked up my book, Overcoming Self for Crypto Wealth, you already know there's a chapter in it where I talk extensively about Kaspa and why it is a crypto gem. Those of you that's interested in that book, you can go over to growrichgrowhappy.com and you can pick up the book there, have downloads. We have a digital edition, shall I say, and there's also paperback. If you pick up the paperback edition, this one right here that I hold in my hand, you pick up this edition, you also get a free exit strategy. I don't believe any crypto portfolio is safe unless you have one, so that you can take the proper precautions and take your profits. So with that, guys, we're going to jump over here, but make sure you look down below, take advantage of the cold storage wallets, Tangem. It's where I keep my Kaspa, and it's where you should keep yours as well. I have a 10% discount down below that does go to support this channel. So with this, guys, I want to jump over here because this is a very important lesson, and I actually made a chart to show you guys the differences and why Kaspa stands out just ahead of everything else. So check this out. Let's jump over here. So we're gonna check this out, guys, and it says Kadena winds down operations, KDA token drops. Now, those of you who've been in the crypto for a while, you know all about Kadena crypto. It is one of those that they had dedicated miners for it. And at one point, I believe I owned some Kadena. That was short-lived. But I wanted to talk about this because what happened to it, a lot of cryptos could fall victim to this, but I want to hold it up against Kaspa because Kaspa is a proof of work, and they were too. I say were because, and you'll see why. But anyway, it says Kadena winds down operations, KDA drops 60%. That's major, guys. Anybody out there that was holding it that lost money, my heart goes out. I think it sucks when anybody lose money in crypto, but at the same time, you have to take precautions. I hope you was well diversified, and you have to, try to cover every aspect of your portfolio by having it stacked in a way that if you do fall victim to something like this, you have other things that can uplift it. So check this out. So they say the organization behind the Kadena blockchain is winding down effective immediately due to unfavorable market conditions, the team said on Tuesday. Kadena's native KDA token is trading at 11 cents, and guys, it's down even further now. It's matching Kaspa. We're going to take a look at that. Down over 51% on the day, according to the block's price page. A lot of investors are spooked now. The organization behind Kadena is no longer able to continue business operations and have begun winding down, according to an announcement. Okay, they say that they're tremendously grateful to everybody who has participated in this journey with us. We regret that because of market conditions, we are unable to continue to promote and support the adoption of this unique decentralized offering, the Kadena team said. So, and I'm going to jump over here because this chart I made or this spreadsheet is going to basically make you understand why this happened and why Kaspa is immune to stuff like this. And it's why I hold it for the long term. I'm not worried about pricing. So here it is right here. Now I put this together. I put Kaspa versus Kadena. So if you look at here, it says founding. Kaspa, or not Kaspa, but Kadena was founded by former JP Morgan developers. They raised significant funding and created a formal company / foundation. Now, those of you that, you do your research, you look at this, you say, okay, JP Morgan's involved, at least the developers or former developers. It's a notch. You can check that off and say, okay, these guys know what they're doing. They were part of this large banking company. So you'd be looking at that and you'd be right. Then you go over here to the treasury funding. Here's the problem. They had a corporate treasury, often held in KDA, that was used to fund operations and a large grant program. When the token price dropped, this treasury became unsustainable. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, if you go down here to development, driven primarily by the core paid team of developers who were employees of the Kadena organization. Hence, it's ran from an organizational standpoint. They're going to look at risk versus reward. They're going to look at their marketing dollars. And we all know what's going on in the financial sector right now, but especially crypto, everything's down. Doesn't look like it's going to get any better. Well, we all know it changes. But here's the thing. They have to pull the plug and tighten the belt loops, or tighten the belt a little bit, their belt strings, when it comes to how much money they're willing to shell out. And they're not willing to support this anymore as far as the marketing. Therefore, there's no one to carry the load and continue to push it out there. So by them announcing this, you're going to get investors who hold it, who've been holding it and mining it or whatnot. They're going to say, if you guys are not pushing it, this is a dead asset to me. I need to get out and put my money somewhere else. So market vulnerability, market risks, I'll say, vulnerable to a complete loss of market confidence, which is what happened if the central organization fails, which it failed. Now, here's the reason we love our precious Kaspa, because we look here with Kaspa. Fair launch, no initial coin offering, no pre-mine, no pre-sale, and no centralized company / foundation. They have none of this. So you don't have to worry about that. In a sense, it's like it follows the whole Bitcoin, the way Bitcoin is. No one controls the Bitcoin, although they're trying. So here, community funded. It's community funded. Hence, they are always doing these drives and trying to get the communities to donate some, so they can these teams can go out here and they can market it. Development is supported entirely through community donations and multi-signature wallets managed by elected treasurers. There's no central company or CEO to shut it down. There's no team sitting behind. I know a lot of people think there's this team that controls Kaspa, but they're not. You have to look at it. It's fair launch. It's out there like Bitcoin. So these people that are out here doing this, they're doing it out of their own free will and with community donations, which again makes it immune. And here we go. Development driven by global community of dozens of volunteer developers who work on the open source code. Guys, you got a real one here with Kaspa. Not vulnerable, right here, market risk, not vulnerable to the specific risk, as there is no central entity to fail or pull the plug. So we go up here and you look here, and like I was showing you or telling you, Kadena, look at this. This was going on here, and it's probably going to fall even further, guys. You're looking at a token that at one point, at a high 4 years ago, was at $27, but they had the corporate machine behind them. You don't have that anymore. And could they say that they're going to pick it back up? Yes, they could. But again, it doesn't change the fact that this is the problem right here. You have a team that's sitting back, could pull the plug. Yes, there's a lot of cryptos that fall under this, but a lot of those, I'm sure if you do your research there, and this is why it's important to look at that top 100, and you can look outside of it too, but see who they're connected to. So looking at this, guys, this is bad. Look at the year right here. You look at the 3 months, look at the drop off. So I want to jump over to Kaspa because you got Kaspa here. We're down to 5 cents, guys. Last time I did a video on these guys, I think we were like 7-8 cents. I don't worry, and I didn't worry then, and I'm not worried now because I understand what we have. I understand that for this to really improve, we're going to need people, the retailers, to understand how to use it and to use it. You know, we have the Zebics I talk about. We have the XRPs. You understand their use case, and people are using them, which make them great assets. But it's the same thing with this. Some people do use their Kaspa and they do spend it. Let's look at the chief researcher over Dr. Martin over at Uphold. He uses his Kaspa. He spends his Kaspa. So there's a use case. It's just that the whole entire retail, as crypto continues to fill itself out, once they can understand how to actually use it and understand its benefit, which is going to take more education, it's going to take this really getting put on these tier 1 exchanges, then we're going to be off to the races. But in the now, we don't have to worry about what happened to Kadena happening to Kaspa. This is why I feel like my money is safe, or I know my money is safe. I'd rather bet on something like this. And I'm going to continue over here because some of you probably wondering what's the latest on these guys. Let me see. Here we go. The latest Kaspa news. The biggest thing I found today, and I'm just going to go here because these are in the past from August and May. But if we look here, Rust optimization, 1.8K transactions per second. But look at this, guys. Overview. Kaspa processed a record, and I seen this a while ago. I didn't feel like it was significant enough for me to make a video on, but I'm going to cover it here. Record 158.4 million transactions in 24 seconds. Oh, hours, excuse me. That's 1,800 plus transactions per second, guys. And that happened on October 5th and 6th, the earlier part of this month. And they attributed that to the Rust code optimization. This upgrade improved block processing efficiency, enabling near instant settlement without compromising decentralization. This is important. What this means is this is bullish for Kaspa because faster transaction speeds enhances viability for real world payments and DeFi use cases, which is super important. I am going to do this though. I'm jump over because I'm going to see what $100 will get you in Kaspa right now. This is back around. You're getting down to where I initially entered Kaspa at 3 or 4 cents, I believe. I might have got in at 2 cents. Somewhere around this I got in, but I want to say 100. So $100 will get you 1,916 Kaspa at the making of this video. So I'm going to jump back over here with you guys because the important thing I want to talk about, I wanted to make a distinction between the two and help you to understand just because the market is down and just because some of your assets are down, probably all of them at this point are down, doesn't mean you're holding duds. It doesn't. This is the importance of doing your research, understanding what you hold. And just because you have the corporate machines behind some of these major projects like Kadena, it doesn't mean that they can't get tired one day and say, you know what? Market conditions are unfavorable, so let's just pull the plug on this, and we're not going to make it a priority anymore. And then that's going to create a ripple effect to the community, and they're just going to jump ship. So I'm proud to say we don't have to worry about that happening to Kaspa, which is another reason that Kaspa gets my vote as one of those must holds that you keep in your portfolio. Guys, let me know down below, what do you think of this distinction? And is there any other things about better yet, is there any of you out there that lost money on Kadena? You know, I got to say my condolences if you did on that, but continue to do your research, guys. Smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification. This your boy. I'm out. My heart